guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ty. Today we are actually going to make some world-renowned meatball subs. I don't know if they're world-renowned, but they're really good, okay? So I'm going to literally walk you through step by step because I know a lot of people have been commenting on the meatball subs, you know, when I do take pictures of them and post them on social media. So today I'm actually going to show you guys how I make it. Literally the best meatball sub I had was when I was in Palm Coast, Florida, and I was pregnant, and I have been loving meatball subs since. So since I am not in Palm Coast, I am going to make my own. Let's get started. All right, so these are actually what I'm going to be putting inside of the meatballs itself. I have some Lowry's, which is a seasoned salt. I literally put this on every single thing that I cook. I also have my oregano. I'm going to sprinkle a little of this on top of the meatball subs when they are completed, as well as inside of the meatballs itself. And then garlic powder. Love me some garlic powder. I put that on everything too. I am also going to use some Italian style breadcrumbs. You can use regular panko breadcrumbs. You can use regular panko breadcrumbs. It is completely up to you. I have some avocado oil. I am just going to put a little in the pan because beef makes its own grease. And then I also have some granulated onion, which is honestly just onion powder. I'm going to use 1 egg. I have about 2 pounds of ground beef right here. And then I have some tomato and basil marinara sauce. I usually use Rayo's brand, but I was at Trader Joe's and I decided to pick up their brand. And then we have some hoagie rolls to put the subs in, as well as provolone cheese. Disclaimer, I do not measure anything. I measure with my heart. And this goes for garlic especially. So I'm just going to put a good amount of garlic powder. This is probably maybe 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And then I have my oregano leaves, which is just oregano. I don't put too much because, like I said, we're also going to put it on top of the meatball subs. You probably only need about maybe 1 teaspoon of oregano leaves for both times. I have breadcrumbs. I do not have that much, but you only need about 1/4 cup anyway. So maybe not even that much because that was actually a little bit less than 1/4 cup. I have my Lowry's. You don't need a lot because beef already can be kind of salty. So I'm just going to do maybe half a teaspoon of Lowry's. I also have my granulated onion, which is just onion powder, and maybe do 1 teaspoon of that. Like I said, I do not measure anything. These are just little equivalents. And 1 egg. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and mix this. I like to use a spoon to mix it rather than my hands. I do, however, use my hands when it does come to making the meatballs because it's just easier and it's quicker than trying to scoop it. So just mix this in until it is completely evened out. I like to mix it in until I see pretty much egg covered over a little bit of everything because I personally do not want egg just in one specific meatball. I kind of want it spread evenly. Honestly, this smells really good. It really just smells like garlic because I don't know about y'all, but I enjoy garlic. Like I'm one of those people where I literally put a very heavy amount of garlic in my food because I just like the garlic taste. Okay, so I went ahead and preheated my oven. It's currently on a low medium setting. I did go ahead and put my avocado oil in the pan. Like I said, I only use like maybe a teaspoon of avocado oil. You can use olive oil as well if that's what you have. It's just that I pretty much only use avocado oil with my cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting my meatballs in the pan because my skillet is hot. So prepare for the sizzle. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let these meatballs pretty much almost fully cook. And then what I like to do is I like to put the pan or the skillet in the oven, maybe at like 360 or 350, just to make sure that it's fully cooking on the inside, because these are some nice sized meatballs and we want to make sure that we're cooking them thoroughly. So with me, to make sure that I am thoroughly cooking my meat, I like to also put it in the oven so it can kind of finish cooking, because I don't know about y'all, but we don't have no time for no salmonella outbreak, okay? So we're all about food safety around here. And just note, make sure that you are washing your hands before, during, and after you are prepping food, because you don't want to have any type of cross-contamination. So what I do is, for these to pretty much brown on each side, if you preheat your oil, you should only be having to cook them maybe about 5 minutes on each side. Okay, so I just took these out the oven. They were in the oven for about 15 minutes, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn the eye on low setting because we're not really trying to cook it. This is the marinara sauce that I was telling you about. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here with the meatballs. And like I said, I'm not really trying to cook it. I am really just trying to kind of heat the sauce up a little bit before adding it to the roll. So I just really want the meatballs a little bit covered, because what's going to happen is when I put these meatballs in the roll, I am going to put some sauce on the bottom of the roll, put the meatball, and then put some more sauce on the meatballs, and then add the cheese on top. So that way it's not really just, you know, a dry sandwich. We want it to be a little moist, okay? We want a moist meatball sub. So we're just going to let this heat up a little bit, maybe for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to add it to the roll. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble my meatball. Like I said, I'm just going to put a little bit of sauce because I don't know about you guys, but I like a really wet meatball sub. So for my sub, I'm going to pretty much fit about 4 meatballs per sub, because these are, you know, pretty good size regarding the meatballs. So we got 4 meatballs right there. I am going to put a little sauce on top of the meatballs. And then I am going to take 2 slices of provolone cheese. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to sprinkle some oregano, and then we will have a completed sub. All right, so this is how it looks out of the oven. I'm going to put some oregano leaves on there and then put it back in the oven. And instead of it actually baking, I am actually going to put it on broil, okay? So I'm going to put it on high broil, which is literally going to only be in the oven for 1 to 2 minutes because we do not want to burn it. If you know anything about broiling anything in the oven, you know to not leave it unattended because it will burn to a crisp in 5 seconds. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy in the oven. All right, you guys, so that is literally all the time that we have today making our wonderful meatball sub. It's the perfect meal that you can make, you know, for the family, including little kids, because they like to like pick at the little meatballs, and they also like to like watch the cheese ooze. They kind of get very fascinated with that. And it only takes about, honestly, 30 minutes to really make. So I would consider it definitely a quick and easy meal. If you don't want to make your own meatballs, you can actually just buy meatballs from your local frozen food section. They do sell meatballs there. Get some rolls, get some cheese and some sauce, and boom, you literally split that down to maybe 10 minutes. If you haven't already, if you like what you see, make sure you go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite meal? Like I said, mine, I like a little bit of everything. I'm more so into Italian food, so that hence the meatball subs, something that I've shown interest in when I was pregnant, and now I get to make it for my family today. But I hope that you guys are actually staying safe out there, and stay tuned for our next episode.